Good morning.
Most welcome guests. I would like to share with you a story surrounding the most famous editorial ever to appear in a newspaper in this country. It was written by Francis Church, who was working at the New York Sun in 1897. He was with the Sun for 20 years, and in 1897, he was an editorial writer. This is the story. In 1897, Dr. Philip O'Hanlon's only child, Virginia O'Hanlon, came face to face with some minor crises which saddened her heart. Her friend's mother was very ill, and the father was unemployed. Christmas was nearing, and they did not even have food to put on the table. Little Virginia was very sad about her friend's family condition. She heard about Santa Claus and how generous he is, and how he would come to people's homes on Christmas Eve and leave the gifts for good people. But she also heard from some of her friends that there is no such person as Santa Claus. So she asked her father, "Papa, is there a Santa Claus?" Her papa suggested she write a letter to the newspaper instead, to the New York Sun. "They'd have an answer you could rely on," he told her. "If you see it in the Sun, it's so," he liked to say. So that's what she did. 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon. Yes, Virginia O'Hanlon sent her letter off to the newspaper. When Francis Church's boss assigned him to reply to Virginia's letter, Church was not a happy man. He poo-pooed the letter. Church said, "Editorial writers have better things to do with their time than responding to letters from 8-year-olds. But Church did it anyway. And the title of his editorial was Virginia's very own question: is there a Santa Claus? It's not just the most famous editorial of all time. It's also the most beloved editorial of all time and beloved by readers of all ages. And what is the valuable lesson? It's a lesson best expressed by Kris Kringle in the movie Miracle on 34th Street, who said, "Christmas isn't just a day, it's a frame of mind. It's a celebration of the imagination, which is a separate place like a country. You have the British nation and the French nation, and then you have the imagination." I ask you to join me in celebrating Virginia O'Hanlon, who wrote the letter, and in celebrating Francis Church, who provided a beautiful answer to Virginia and a valuable lesson for all of us this holiday season. This is how the editorial read in 1897. "Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be this world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The external light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to have men watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if you did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus. But that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that are unseen and unseeable in the world. You tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes noise inside. But there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Only love, faith, poetry, and romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernatural beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, all this world, there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus? Thank God, he lives and lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. Your editor, Francis Church. When Virginia read Francis Church's answer to her question, her heart gladdened, because knowing that there is a Santa Claus, she knew that the condition her friend's family was in would get better. So little Virginia decided to write a letter to Santa Claus. Not to ask for toys, not to ask for anything for herself, but that her friend's mother would get well and that they would have food on the table on Christmas Day. And indeed, on Christmas Day, Virginia's friend's mother was well enough to prepare a wonderful Christmas dinner for the family. Did Santa Claus grant Virginia's request? I leave you to answer that question. So today, let us once again celebrate Virginia O'Hanlon, who wrote the letter, and also celebrate Francis Church, who provided a beautiful answer to Virginia and a valuable lesson for all of us. And that is, faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to.